So I don't think I remember to forward the Medicine Buddha Sadhana on the posting, but it's actually there in previous postings. Okay. Yeah, if you could find and send, that's great. And the Tara praises are also there recently, so it shouldn't be difficult. Thanks. Okay. So let's check our motivation first a little bit, then I'll read names of people we've been requested to remember and pray for and dedicate for. And as we said last time, this just gives us an indication. When we speak of praying for everybody, for all sentient beings, generating, practicing giving and other perfections in order to benefit all sentient beings, where it can happen that we can begin to relate to all sentient beings as something very abstract, like a statistic, but actually these are all living, breathing beings. Well, some have passed away, but many of them are sick or ill, or have some problem or other, some disease or some mental issue. So we're praying for actual people as really identifiable beings, also animals. So when I read the list of these names, I think you can also remember anyone you personally can remember and think of who needs your positive input. We don't have any monks or nuns or highly realized, lamas like that sitting with us. But anyone who has a karmic connection with another person, their prayers can be beneficial for them, definitely. And if we are maintaining some level of ethical conduct, then that also makes prayers powerful. Of course, that's why fully ordained monks and nuns who are keeping their vows well, that's the best. Those are the best people to pray, really, to do prayers and pujas. But also, of course, anyone who has bodhicitta, great compassion, that is also incomparable, really, or insight into emptiness. So we may not have any of these realizations, but if we generate a strong, sincere motivation, then it's very helpful. It's due to the power of our prayer and due to the karmic connection with certain people. And in the case of the medicine Buddhas and Tara, because of the incredible, powerful prayers that these beings have made, even before they became fully awakened Buddhas, due to that, these practices can be very useful, very effective. And also it creates a connection between the person we're praying for and these particular Buddhas, even though they may never have heard of them and may never think about them. But because we are doing the practice and have a connection with these beings, it helps them. It helps create a connection, which can help people long term. There is often not much we can do in this brief lifespan of 100 years, but long term, it's very important to create certain imprints, which can then be of great benefit. So I'll just read the names. Ritu Bajaj, Padma Saurabh and Yogendra, dear Yogendra, who's going through tremendous physical and mental suffering for a long time. He's unable to come to Tushita these days. Sabrina, for the success of Root Institute's activities, especially clinic and school, and for Root Institute to find also a good manager. Chintu Kumar, Shreya Yadav, Shreya Malik, Sudesh Sarin, Mehak Puri, Geeta, Naveen's mother, Rashmi Mathur, cancer, Madhu Bhatia has throat cancer, my aunt's daughter, Madhvi, who has cancer, Darshan Bajaj, Sebi George, who passed away, Hiran and Ram Bhavnani, Akshi, Chandra Prabha, Mrs. Anand, who passed away, Shreya, Shweta, Sheila, and Venkat, Tommy Gutman, my sister-in-law, who just had eye operation, Nirmal, Kabir, the baby cousin with cerebral palsy, Anuj, and for all of us here to be well and happy and to be able to be beneficial for sentient beings. That's the main point. And to create causes for attaining the state ourselves of the medicine Buddha and Tara, becoming fully awakened. So, yeah. When you have time, you should read up the benefits of the medicine Buddha practice. But Rinpoche has said that because these matters are quite hidden, they're not something accessible to our senses or to scientific instruments, these kind of practices belong to the category of being extremely difficult to understand, which they're only really truly understandable how it works, only understandable to the mind of a Buddha, to a fully awakened consciousness. So only through faith in the Buddha's explanations, Rinpoche says, can one really realize these benefits, understand these benefits. For those who are intellectual, but somewhat thick-skulled, this explanation of the benefits and positive karma of doing the medicine Buddha practice shouldn't be discarded just because it's too expansive for our limited intelligence. If one's unable to accept it, it's better to remain indifferent rather than rejecting outright the profound teachings of the Buddha. If one examines and practices this sadhana skillfully, keeping one's mind steady, one can achieve great benefits for ourselves and for others without deceiving ourselves. And then Rinpoche has many things to say, so you can read up on that. Okay, so some of the things that we'll be doing, the visualizations and so forth, will be a little difficult because we're not used to that. That's okay. We just have to get a sense that the Buddhas are there, because actually the Buddhas are always here. The mind of the Buddha is all pervasive. And so we should have that kind of trust that the Buddhas are always with us. That's the thing. We should generate that kind of faith. Yeah. And as we've said many times before, not to regard this too dualistically, as though the Buddhas are out there somewhere and we are miserable beings are down here somewhere, whatever. We have the Buddha nature. We have that quality of mind which can be activated and fully actualized. So the medicine Buddha, we are also medicine Buddha in potential. Also Tara. So you can come, were you able to pass on the sadhana? Post the sadhana, were you able to post it? Yeah, thank you very much. Okay, so you have the sadhana, if you turn to...
I sent it to you.
Oh, to me.
I'm posted.
Oh, of course. Okay. So in a moment, I will send everybody the sadhana. And the Tara praises. Meanwhile, we can generate a strong sense of compassion, thinking that the names we heard, these are people dear and close to some of us, but you also have people who are dear and close to you who are suffering. Think of them and generate as much fellow feeling, empathy and compassion, wishing them to be free of their suffering. I think I'm going to do this practice in order to generate all the causes for Buddhahood. Up to now, I've been suffering, revolving in samsara because of lack of renunciation, lack of compassion, lack of understanding the correct view of reality, and of course, lacking control over one's own mind. So if I don't remedy the situation, then I'll continue to circle helplessly in samsara from one suffering existence to another without any kind of liberation, and also with very limited powers of benefiting others properly, lastingly. We can all benefit other people a little bit, that's very clear, but we're talking here of something very lasting and liberating. That we can't do because we are so enmeshed in ignorance, anger, attachment, jealousy, pride, all the rest of it, deluded doubt, laziness, so on and so forth. So therefore, we need to engage in these kind of practices for blessings, to accumulate merit, as we mentioned yesterday, and to purify unwholesome karmic imprints, and to generate a sense of real inspiration and devotion. If we have a teacher, one should be remembering one's teacher now and seeing them as oneness with medicine Buddha. So we can imagine that Medicine Buddha is here above the crown of one's head, seated on a lotus flower. We can make that as elaborate and beautiful as possible, or as simple as we like. And if I said the visualization is difficult, doesn't matter, just get a sense that this awakened, most compassionate, awakened, wise being is here with us. And there's a white moon disk on that lotus, and on that the Medicine Buddha, who is the essence of all the Buddhas, the essence of the holy mind of all the Buddhas. Dark blue in color, radiating blue light. His right hand is in the gesture, the mudra of granting sublime realizations. It rests on his right knee and holds the stem of a very rare healing plant, the Arura plant, between his thumb and first finger. Left hand is in the gesture of concentration, showing that whatever the Medicine Buddha may appear to be doing with speech and body, his mind is always in a state of supreme balance, concentration, meditation. And that left hand holds a lapis lazuli bowl filled with nectar, seated in the full Vajra position, cross-legged, full lotus, wearing the 3 red-colored robes of a monk. He has all the signs and the qualities of a Buddha. And remember, if you have some feeling to do the practice, it's actually not enough just to listen. One should be also possible reciting when we do some of the prayers, even if it's very inaudible to others, but one should be creating some sound if possible. If it's comfortable. If not comfortable, then of course, it doesn't matter. So now the taking refuge, generating bodhicitta. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my practice of giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. From the positive energy that I generate by giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my practice of giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. And here we can also imagine, you see, we are surrounded by all sentient beings, especially the people that we're praying for. They're there with us, here with us. And we can imagine all manner of beings, including those beings who have now suffered 399 days of a war, the war in Ukraine, and all the other suffering beings of all the 6 realms of samsara. What follows a very abbreviated form of the 4 immeasurables. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings never be separated from the happiness that is without suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from both attachment and hatred, holding some close and others distant. And then think, may I myself enable beings to abide in this way. I myself will do something. Not just some empty aspiration or just an aspiration. Okay. And then special bodhicitta, especially for the benefit of all sentient beings, I'll very quickly attain the precious state of perfect and complete Buddhahood. For this reason, I'll practice the yoga method of Guru Medicine Buddha. So that sense, so we're not going to waste time. We're going to quickly engage in the practices to become enlightened, to generate bodhicitta, so forth. Then the 7 limb prayer, which we looked at quite extensively yesterday. We'll go through it a bit, yeah, maybe not too quickly. So first, we prostrate Guru Medicine Buddha. And this also, of course, is an antidote to pride. So we can imagine our body, numberless bodies, numberless as atoms of the universe, prostrating to numberless Buddhas in the aspect of Guru Medicine Buddha. Then we imagine that space is filled with offerings. We have made some offerings here at the altar, but of course one can make very vast, extensive offerings mentally, and they can be extraordinarily beautiful and extensive. So we make offerings of the 2 kinds of water, and then flowers, incense, light, perfume, food, and music. Imagine space filled with these offerings, very beautiful, amazing, extensive offerings that bring uncontaminated great bliss to the minds of all the Buddhas, all the Guru Buddhas in the aspect of Medicine Guru. Uncontaminated, because there's no grasping involved, there is no dissatisfaction involved. It's complete, pure sukha, pure mahasukha, without any kind of duality, without ego, without hope or fear or expectation or anything else like that. And we can also imagine this light being offered, actually, all these offerings being offered to all the holy objects throughout India and the world, and to all the gurus, all the Buddhas, all the altars, Buddhas at home or images, texts, and to all the sanghas. These offerings are being made and bringing great bliss to their minds. you've been to Bodh Gaya, these holy places. You can imagine making these offerings to the Mahabodhi temple, to the image of the Buddha in that temple. Then we confess. We confess all our non-virtuous actions accumulated since beginning this time. So, since beginning this time, we have engaged in unwholesome actions, the killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, lying, harsh speech, divisive speech, idle gossip, covetous mind, greedy mind, mind of ill will, and a mind full of wrong, mistaken views. And all of this has contributed to our constant dukkha, constant sorrow, dissatisfaction, desperation, all of that, fear. So we confess that, we openly confess all these actions, and especially we might want to remember some negative actions we've done in this life. And we make some kind of aspiration that as much as we can, we refrain from these in the future. Then you can imagine if we want much light coming from Medicine Buddha and purifying us, as we much light, white light coming from Medicine Buddha's heart, purifying us of these negativities. Then rejoicing, very excellent practice. So first of all, we say, I rejoice in the virtues of both ordinary and noble beings. So we start with ourselves, all of the positive actions we've done, and especially some that you can remember. Remembering them, think how wonderful it is, because these are causes of happiness, and some of them may even be causes of meeting with the Dharma and with the teachings, gurus, attaining liberation and enlightenment, and so forth, awakening the Buddha nature. So think how wonderful it is, how wonderful it is. Any positive actions, benefiting others, and so forth, and engaging in wholesome actions, study, reflection, meditation on the Dharma, and so forth. And then think about the positive actions of people you know, Dharma friends, and so forth, maybe people who engage in a lot of positive actions, and rather than feeling impoverished or competitive or envious, think how wonderful it is, that people are doing like this. Wonderful. Cause of happiness and benefit. And then we rejoice in the practitioners who are engaging in practices of ethical conduct, generating concentrated mind, and developing great wisdom, great special insight into ultimate truth. Think how wonderful that is. All of the effort, the hardships one has to put up with to really engage in those practices well, not something that happens easily. So how wonderful it is, how wonderful it is. And then those beings, those sublime beings like bodhisattvas, so forth, who dedicated their life to others, all their actions for others. They have gone beyond the self-cherishing attitude and are governed by the holy mind of bodhicitta and so forth. So think how wonderful it is. All their activities, and aspirations, all their work for sentient beings. How wonderful it is. And then we request the Buddhas to stay with us and not to pass away into solitary peace of nirvana, but remain in order to turn the wheel of the Dharma until samsara ends. So to continue teaching the Dharma, sharing the insights, So for this to keep on happening, not to be separated from the teachers and the teachings, the Buddhas and their teachings. So here, actually, just for your information, as one requests the Buddhas to remain, one traditionally visualizes offering them great, beautiful teaching thrones, supported by snow lions. And when requesting them to teach, then offering Dhamma chakras, Dharma wheels, 8-spoke Dharma wheels, most beautiful Dharma wheels, representing the Eightfold Path. Then we dedicate both my own, all virtues, both my own, those of others. I dedicate to the ripening of the two bodhicittas and the attainment of Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. Two bodhicittas are the conventional bodhicitta, which is the compassion aspect. The ultimate bodhicitta is realization of emptiness. We dedicate for those two to be generated. Then we offer the mandala, visualize a very beautiful, purified universe. This ground anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, the 4 continents, the sun and the moon. I imagine this as a Buddha field and offer it. May all living beings enjoy this pure land. And then the inner mandala, again, it's a process of transformation is happening here. The objects of my attachment, aversion, and ignorance, friends, enemies, and strangers, and my body, wealth, and enjoyments, without any sense of loss, I offer this collection. Please accept it with pleasure and bless me with freedom from the 3 poisons, ignorance, anger, and attachment. Yedam Guru Ratna Mandalakam Niryatayami. Then prayers of request to the medicine Buddha. I beseech you, Bhagwan, medicine Guru, whose sky-colored holy body of lapis lazuli signifies omniscient wisdom and compassion, as vast as limitless space, please grant me your blessings. I beseech you, compassionate medicine Guru, who hold in your right hand the king of medicine, symbolizing your vow to help all pitiful sentient beings plagued by the 424 diseases, please grant me your blessings. I beseech you, compassionate medicine Guru, who hold in your left hand a bowl of nectar, symbolizing your vow to give the glorious undying nectar of the Dharma that eliminates the degenerations of sickness, old age, and death. Please grant me your blessings. Then there's a very complex visualization, but for our purposes, it's enough to just visualize the main medicine guru. He symbolizes all of them. So now in these requests to the medicine Buddhas, we repeat each verse 7 times, but we will not recite the last line of each verse until we come to the 7th repetition. At that point, we will also recite the 7th line, the last line, and then after reciting the verse, we will stop for a while to recollect the people we are praying for. And at that point, we can also visualize much light, nectar, bathing those beings with purifying light, nectar, purifying all of their negativities, sickness, and so forth, causes of untimely death, etc. You, Buddha, renowned glorious King of excellent science, fully realized, destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, having fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. You, Buddha, renowned glorious King of excellent science, fully realized, destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, having fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. You, Buddha, renowned glorious King of excellent science, fully realized, destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, having fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. You, Buddha, renowned glorious King of excellent science, fully realized, destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, having fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. You, Buddha, renowned glorious King of excellent science, fully realized, destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, having fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. You, Buddha, renowned glorious King of excellent science, fully realized, destroyer of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, having fully realized the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow to benefit beings now ripen for myself and others. You can also imagine that replica, the medicine Buddha absorbs into us. And the second Buddha, you, Buddha, King of melodious sound,
brilliant radiance of skill adorned with the old moon and lotus, fully realized joy of all defilements, fully accomplished for those, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering to you, Buddha, King of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill adorned with the old moon and lotus, fully realized joy of all defilements, fully accomplished for those, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering to you, Buddha, King of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill adorned with the old moon and lotus, fully realized joy of all defilements, fully accomplished for those, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering to you, Buddha, King of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill adorned with the old moon and lotus, fully realized joy of all defilements, fully accomplished for those, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. You, Buddha, King of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill, adore with your moon and lotus, fully realize joy of all defilements, fully accomplished for those, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. To you, Buddha, King of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill, adore with your moon and lotus, fully realize joy of all defilements, fully accomplished for those, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. To you, Buddha, King of melodious sound, brilliant radiance of skill, adore with your moon and lotus, fully realize joy of all defilements, fully accomplished for those, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. May I vow to benefit all sentient beings now ripen for myself and others. Third Buddha, to you, Buddha, stainless excellent gold, great jewel, accomplished all vows, fully realized joy of all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. To you, Buddha, stainless excellent gold, great jewel, accomplished all vows, fully realized joy of all defilements, fully accomplished for those, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. To you, Buddha, stainless excellent gold, great jewel, accomplished all vows, fully realized joy of all defilements, fully accomplished for those, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. To you, Buddha, stainless excellent gold, great jewel, accomplished all vows, fully realized joy of all defilements, fully accomplished for those, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. To you, Buddha, stainless excellent gold, great jewel, accomplished all vows, fully realized joy of all defilements, fully accomplished for those, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. To you, Buddha, stainless excellent gold, great jewel, accomplished all vows, fully realize joy of all defilements, fully accomplished for those, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering to you, Buddha, stainless excellent gold, great jewel, accomplished all vows, fully realize joy of all defilements, fully accomplished for those, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May your vow to benefit all sentient beings now ripen for myself and others. Next. You Buddha, supreme glory, free from sorrow, fully realize joy of all defilement, fully accomplish Buddha, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. You Buddha, supreme glory, free from sorrow, fully realize joy of all defilements, fully accomplish Buddha, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. You Buddha, supreme glory, free from sorrow, fully realize joy of all defilements, fully accomplish Buddha, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. You Buddha, supreme glory, free from sorrow, fully realize joy of all defilements, fully accomplish Buddha, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offering. You Buddha, supreme glory, free from sorrow, fully realize joy of all defilements, fully accomplish Buddha, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. You Buddha, supreme glory, free from sorrow, fully realize joy of all defilements, fully accomplish Buddha, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. You Buddha, supreme glory, free from sorrow, fully realize joy of all defilements, fully accomplish Buddha, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May I vow to benefit sentient beings now ripen for myself and others. Oh, to you, Buddha, melody, social, proclaim Dharma, fully realize joy of all defilements, fully accomplish Buddha, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. To you, Buddha, melody, social, proclaim Dharma, fully realize joy of all defilements, fully accomplish Buddha, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. To you, Buddha, melody, social, proclaim Dharma, fully realize joy of all defilements, fully accomplish Buddha, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. To you, Buddha, melody, social, proclaim Dharma, fully realize joy of all defilements, fully accomplish Buddha, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. To you, Buddha, melody, social, proclaim Dharma, fully realize joy of all defilements, fully accomplish Buddha, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. To you, Buddha, melodious ocean, proclaim Dharma, fully realize joy of all defilements, fully accomplish Buddha, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. May I vow to benefit all sentient beings now ripen for myself and others. Oh, to you, Buddha, delightful King of clean knowing, supreme wisdom and ocean of Dharma, fully realize joy of all defilements, fully accomplish Buddha, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. To you, Buddha, delightful King of clean knowing, supreme wisdom of an ocean of Dharma, fully realize joy of all defilements, fully accomplish Buddha, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, and make offerings. You, Buddha, delightful King of clear knowing, supreme wisdom of an ocean of Dharma, fully realize joy of all defilement, fully accomplished Buddhas, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena, I prostrate, go for refuge and make offering. You were delightful King of clear knowing, supreme wisdom and ocean of dharma. Fully realize, destroy all defilements, fully accomplished Buddhas, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge and make offering. You Buddha, delightful King of clear knowing, supreme wisdom of an ocean of dharma. Fully realize, destroy all defilements, fully accomplished Buddhas, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge and make offering. You Buddha, delightful King of clear knowing, supreme wisdom of an ocean of dharma, fully realize, destroy all defilements, fully accomplish Buddhas, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge and make offering. May I vow to benefit all sentient beings now ripen, for myself and others. Then the main medicine Buddha, Bhaisajyaguru, dark blue in color. Oh, to you, Buddha, medicine Guru, King of lapis light, fully realize, destroy all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge and make offerings. To you, Buddha, medicine Guru, King of lapis light, fully realize, destroy all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge and make offerings. To you, Buddha, medicine Guru, King of lapis light, fully realize, destroy all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge and make offerings. You Buddha, medicine Guru, King of lapis light, fully realize, destroy all defilements, fully accomplish Buddha, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge, make offerings. You Buddha, medicine Guru, King of lapis light, fully realize, destroy all defilements, fully accomplish Buddha, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge and make offerings. You Buddha, medicine Guru, King of lapis light, fully realize, destroy all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge and make offerings. You Buddha, medicine Guru, King of life is light, fully realize, destroy all defilements, fully accomplished Buddha, fully realize the absolute truth of all phenomena. I prostrate, go for refuge and make offerings. May I vow to benefit all sentient beings, now ripen for myself and others.
Okay, so here we could actually have a short break. Anyone wants to stand up or have something to drink? Maybe what's in the fridge, you can also, if those who would like, is that still in the fridge?
Do you want more hot water?
Wouldn't mind some hot chocolate. We're just having a short break. Also, please enjoy. Thanks for staying with us. Okay, folks.
I didn't mix. So it's actually darker than what you put.
Don't get cold. The feet. Take care. Maybe you should have a blue cushion underneath. A cushion. There, it's not good to. Okay, so now the visualization and the mantra recitation. So basically, we visualize infinite rays of white light coming from the heart of the medicine Buddha, Bhaisajyaguru, filling our body from head to toe, completely purifying all of the karmic obstacles, imprints, diseases, causes of disease, causes of any kind of spirit harm, all of that being completely washed away, body transforming into like crystal, becoming very clear, clean, just like high quality crystal. Feel that that is what is happening for us and for the people that we are praying for, and of course for any number of beings, including those in in great hardship, state of conflict, and so forth, or the so many we can imagine, we need to pray for. The hundreds of thousands of combatants who have died already in the war, and countless others who have died unknown to us, unheralded, of hunger, starvation in Africa, and so on and so forth. Infinite numbers of suffering beings. And we feel that, due to our motivation, due to our great love and compassion, we imagine that the beings are purified of all of their obscurations and problems. So this is Vajrayana practice, where we take the result into the path. In other words, we imagine that the objective is already been attained, that beings have become totally purified. We recite the long mantra once and the short mantra 21 times with the tune, and then we will recite it silently under the breath for a while, keeping up as we want the visualization of purification happening. Om Namo Bhagavate Vaisajyaguru Guru Bandurya Praparadaya Tatakataya Arhate Samyak Sambhadaya Tata Om Bekanje Maha Bekanje Ranza Samigate Soha Tata Om Bekanje Maha Bekanje Ranzatsami gate soha. Tata om bekanje, maha bekanje, ranzatsami gate soha. Tata om bekanje, Maha bekanje, randatsami 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 gate soha. Tata om bekanje,
Mahabekanze Bekanze Randatsame Gate Soha Tatavom Bekanze Bekanze Mahabekanze Bekanze Randatsame Gate Soha Tatavom Bekanze Bekanze Mahabekanze Bekanze Randatsame Gate Soha Tadavim Bekanze Bekanze Mahabekanze Bekanze Randatsame Gate Soha Tadavom Bekanze Bekanze Mahabekanze Bekanze Randatsame Gate Soha Tadavum Bekanze Bekanze Mahabekanze Bekanze Randatsame Gate Soha Tadavum Bekanze Bekanze Mahabekanze Bekanze Randatsame Gate Soha Tadavom 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 Bekanze Bekanze Mahabekanze Bekanze Randatsame Gate Soha Bekanze No, back in the mouth, back in it on the thumb over. It's so hard. So now the dedication for the medicine Buddha practice. But first, we feel great joy. Feel great joy that beings are being purified. Feel great joy and think that the medicine Buddha absorbs into us, melts into light that absorbs into us. Feel a sense of complete oneness with the holy mind of medicine Buddha. And the dedication, due to these merits, may I complete the ocean-like actions of the children of the victorious ones, and may I become the holy savior, refuge, and helper for sentient beings who have repeatedly been kind to me in past lives. By the virtues received from attempting this practice, may all living beings who see, hear, touch, or remember me, even those who merely say my name, in that very moment be released from their miseries and experience happiness forever. And this includes people, includes our enemies, even when they repeat our name with anger. As all sentient beings, infinite of space, are encompassed by Guru, medicine Buddha's compassion, may I too become the guide for sentient beings existing throughout all directions, all 10 directions of the universe. Because of these virtues, may I quickly become Guru, medicine Buddha, lead each and every sentient being into his enlightened realm. Okay, then now we'll do some Tara prayers. So Tara represents the purified aspect of the wind energy. So that's why her practice is very renowned, very treasured, as quick, bestowing quick, potentially can bestow quick blessings, realizations. And so we'll recite the praises mainly, but first we'll again rekindle our motivation, remembering that these practices are for the benefit of beings, for us to attain Buddhahood in order to benefit all sentient beings. And we visualize Tara. So that visualization she's green in color, seated in the dancing posture within a rainbow bubble of light. Left leg is bent up and her right leg is outstretched. Left hand at her heart in the mudra of symbolizing the triple gem
holding the stem of a blue Utpali flower. Her right hand extended over her right knee is in the mudra of granting sublime realizations. She's beautifully adorned with jewel ornaments and scarves, and at her brow there's a white syllable Om, at her throat, red syllable Ah, at her heart, the blue syllable Hum. Also at her heart is a radiant green letter syllable Tam, from which green light radiates in all directions, invoking all the enlightened beings of the 10 directions. They're all absorbed into Aryatara. So this is to show that Aryatara symbolizes all the Buddhas, the embodiment of all the Buddhas, especially the quick, compassionate activity, freedom from the fears. She not only liberates, but she prevents hindrances and releases from fears, from samsara, and dispels fears. Fears that are connected with ignorance, hatred, attachment, pride, jealousy, wrong views, doubt, miserliness. But we could say she liberates from all fears. So there's a chantable version in English, which is page 21 in our sadhana here. I'll just check what page it is in your online version. Okay, the version you have there is the chantable version. Yeah, it is the chantable version, and it starts on page. Yeah, it starts. Since we've sent you the praises, it starts on page 5. So visualizing Tara, surrounded, if one wishes to, with all the 21 Taras, all the different aspects, peaceful, semi-wrathful, and wrathful aspects of Tara. Many different colors holding different objects, different implements, all having slightly different. They have slightly different manifestations and can bestow slightly different results, powers. But in general, the green Tara, whom we are now reciting the praises to, as well as all the 21 Taras, it includes everything that is needed, protection from, and granting all that is necessary for enlightenment. And by the way, the 20th Tara, the penultimate verse, that is the Tara who liberates from epidemic diseases. So I'm going to recite in Tibetan, go through it 3 times. You're welcome to meditate, chant, look at the English translation, whatever you like. There's the more accurate translation in our sadhana we have here. There's also the chantable version in English, which is also very fine. So the invocation we'll do together. From your sublime abode at the Potala, O Tara, born from the green letter Tam, crown adorned with Amitabha, action mother of the Buddhas of the 3 times, Tara, please come with your attendants. The gods and demigods bow to your lotus feet, O Tara. You who rescue all who are destitute. To you, Mother Tara, I pay homage. Was destitute there, all kinds of destitution, destitute of dharma, destitute of necessities for living, and so forth. But I guess mainly destitute of dharma, of refuge, proper refuge. But of course, all suffering sentient beings. So I'm going to recite the prostration verse again a few times in Tibetan and then go through the praises 3 times. So you please do what you want to do. And you can, of course, visualize a lot of light coming from each tara. If you recite the verses, each time you recite a verse, you can imagine a tara absorbing into you and bestowing all the actions of that particular tara on you. And also the beings you are praying for. Excuse me. La 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 menja vengi jagvi pemola de pompa con le dozema do mayum la jon. La la menja vengi jagvi pemola de pompa con le dozema do mayum la jon. La la menja vengi jagvi pemola de pompa con le dozema do mayum la jon. Lo. Jetso ma pama do mala jon. Lo. Children of Manuma, Jenny Gajilona drama, Jidan Dukashaki, Kazaja Walani Joma, Chazadona, Kentu, Kawagani Sepeshal, Kamadova Zobanam, Kid up to Jerry, Parama, Chazadini, Pemajani Navragema. Solo Gaji was a Pasam Chayama, Chazadin Jabezo, Diana Brage Wachama. Malo paro ci pato pe che was a kitchen to tema, chate no tarang yinge, todo jodo long kagam. Chiten to kujaki nente, do pa me pa ki panyu ma, chate kya che me la zamba, lo na na su wan je ma. Jomaro la di zanam da, ma. Chate da pe ki paro to kurab de joma, ye kujaki nente. Nende me pato pracentu parama jade tu regi pacembo doki pao nombra joma. Chigi de dao tam chuma lusuma jade kundo dodon jage. Suga nombra gema jema. Shodera de Gawaji, Pay again again, Wabelma, Jebera Jetotarayi, Dudanje de Wonder Dema. Shadajaniting on Domjaki Banimani, Matonia Yoga, Ongi, Bombadom Genobradoma, Josedo Edinburgh, Kebatam de Cento Barama, Rebetana Apamele, Tapracintu Rabdama. Chodecameta memeta, Boweting Wayonane, Ma Yekiniko, Daipunina Brajoma. Oh, Jolly Jaki, Jaki, Jakito, Ma, Tony Jenda Yeke, Oinki, Repadona Nanikema, Jolly de Makemaji, Ma, Yone de Jito Yonema, Yema, Dembe, de Pachembo Jambanyema, Jose Conegaraga, we, Dalidoni Nabragema, Yeke Jobena Nikepe. Ripahole domani ma jade konekaraga we dari doli nombragema yeke jobena nike pe ripahole domani ma jade dole doni Rirabendara dembi je yo ma jade lai de nambe rizota de chanana ma tarani jobeki ge dono malipani selma O jajala isonam ke apola da mio je tema kone kaja kawaji ke zona milanyam bazal chaleni madawa ke apachani pala rabzalma harani jo totara ye ke tota porem nazalma chaleni zonam ke peje vedon yadane ma dolorola no de zonam Jobatore dabjone ma zawena kita pade dan jazewani ni zoza yeah
Om Yeto Ma Pamado Malaja Zelo Jado Manuma Pamo Chenike Lora Dama Jeten Kiji Keso de Waleni Joma Jode de Kindi Kawakiani Sepechel Ma Kamado Pasopanam Ki Raptu Chewe Rabarama Jode Jene Jene Keke Pamejani Nambragema Chivado de Gede Jiwa Zopata Joyonyema Jade Jepeto To Tayen Nambragewacho Maluboro Jivato Peke Wajiki Tenozema, Jose Donan Yike, Dojan Nakagama, Tire de Jaginende, Lopame Paki Panema, Jose Gatemela Zamba, Lona no the one to jump. Chamorole Lozanam Don, Ajitaki Dodama, Jose Dodan Beki, Paruto Corapto Joma, Yekaniki Jaginende, Mepato Bracinto Barama. Jada Dodin Jambo, Dogio, Nana Jama. Chicken in a dende, thou what I'm to Malisa. Jadakin in a jagi, so much like a number game, Maluchaki, Gologian, Barangi, Yakisanam Dama, Jadajan in a jibe, Yoginaki, Tawapelma. Shepherd of the Totarai, Dodaja, they want to them, Jadajan, so. Tane manu mani ma tanya jewi ke honge baba tamje namranda ma chade dave me ke ma dave no ma repeto no pamele to presento rabje ma jade dame dame meta bave dingwe yonane ma ye ke dai puni na praja ma jade jade nala cha ke tege do ma tanya jade ke honge Ripato Bonani Gama, Jate Dema Gemaji, Ma, Yanin de Joyonema, Soho Yolana Dembe, De Pacem Bajambanema, Jate Ganitawe, Jaironi Number Gema, Yikejo Benani Kepe, Paole Domanema, Jate Donadena, Hogena Bizavani, Reda Mandara Dambe, Jajana Yonema. Chadela ina bere da da de da da la ma tarani jo begi ge da na ma lupani selma. Chade de ge po la da mi aji te ma kune ga ja ka wa ji ki da na mi la nyam ba selma. Chade de ma da wa ge a pe jani pa la da selma. Harani jo to tara yi tin da pa re na selma. Chade de nam ge chive de da ya da da ma do do ro la do de da da jo ba to re ram jo ni ma. Soinagita Soinagita Padida Jazewani Sota Chia Objeto Ma Pamado Mala Jazelo Jazedo Majuma Bamo Jenike Lorandama Jide Kedo Yedama Jade Kende Kawagani Sepejama Kamadavadavanam ke Raptecha Barma Javadana ke Pamachani Nambragema Jivadogo Gadukshiva Zopasam Joyonema Jade Besoto Tayin Nambragewachama Malubare Jivato Big Wataki Tenotema Jade Totarangi Ge Dodona Kakama Jidendo Kajakinente the Pame Bakipanyema Children, Ma, Jupolo, the son of Dan, Yidakita, Ma, Jodin, Beg. Para the good of the Joma, Yakin Yakin, and me patu pratinto parama, Jodin, Tempo. The Gibawan of Rajama, Jakin, and the Dawatam Jimalusa. Chadakan Janajoki, almost a Karanapagema, Malujoki, Kalogam, Bed, and Kisanam Tema. Chadera de Gavajipe, Yakiniki de Opel, Majari, Jabera de Totarai, Totaja de Wantotema. Chadera de Gavani Manima, to the Yoga, Pampatam de Namradoma, Chadeta de Meg, Kemadam de Gento Parama, Repetana Apamele, Tapracento Arabdama. Chadera Baweting Yunanema, Yakin Dagi Puninam Rajam. Chadajikeweso, Chadajike Chaki, Teki Jaki Ma, Tanya Jendike Hongi, Ripato Nonigema, Chademake Ma, Nyan Joyonima, Soho Yada Dembe, Depajomanima. Chadikanike, Dainigema. Ike jobe nani ke piri pahule do manye ma jode da jode to jode da pe hungi na be so manye rira mandara dambe je de de yo ye anye ma jode de no be rira jode jode na ma tarani jobe ki ge do na mali pani selma jode lai doi no jode lai gonum ke apo la da mi achi te ma kone ka ja ka wa ji ki sona milanya ma selma jode de me ja wa ge cheni palo rap selma harani jo to taraye chiru da bere ne selma jode de ni zonem ke pe ji ve to do yon do de ma Toloro lo no ni zola jo pa to re ro jo ni ma jode de ri zo ni na pe ongi na be so ba ni ma And there's the abbreviated praise to the 21 taras. I prostrate to Mother Tara, the heroine Tare. The mother Tutare eliminates all fear. The mother Ture brings all success. I completely pay homage to the syllable Swaha. So the story there is when the unequaled Lama Tisha, who helped spread Dharma in Tibet again in the 11th century, when he was living in Yetang in Tibet, his holy body got sick. He was from Bangladesh, present-day Bangladesh. When a request was made to, so when his holy body got sick, when a request was made to perfect Tara, Jetsun Doma, she predicted in one day, you need to effectively recite 10,000 praises to Mother Tara. Then Lama Tisha said, this cannot be done in one day. What method should we use? So as an answer to that, perfect Mother Tara actually said this extremely abbreviated praise to Tara. So this has extremely great blessings. So if we're in a hurry, we can recite this 4-line praise. So instead of doing all the praises, it is, can imagine Tara has given you that advice and you're allowed to do the abbreviated version. So we can just quietly, we can recite Tara's mantra together a few times. Well, a few malas. Om Tare To Tare To So. Om Tare To Tare To So. Om Tare To Tare To So. Om Tare To Tare. Om Tare To Tare To So. Om Tare To Tare. Om Tare To Tare To So. 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 Om Tare To Tare. Tare tore so ha. Imagine Tara absorbs into us, feel complete oneness with holy compassionate mind of Aryatara. Then the dedication, it's in our sadhana here, it's on page 8, bottom of page 8, short dedication. May I quickly become Guru Aryatara and lead each and every sentient being into her enlightened state because of these merits. May I receive the bodhicitta has not yet been received, and may the bodhicitta that has been received be increased. Then in the 8 prayers to benefit the dead booklet on page 47, page 40. Page 44. You recite the Maitreya mantra 3 times through, the long one and the 2 short ones there, straight through. Remembering the kindness of Lord Maitreya, that he is the future Buddha, he is the presiding Buddha of Tushita, heaven. Also the main statue here we have is Maitreya. And one day we'll look more at Maitreya and the wonderful story of Maitreya and more information and recite some prayers to Maitreya one day. So the mantras, and again we can feel much light and nectar, the nature of loving kindness coming from the heart of Lord Maitreya, purifying us. And we can also pray that all Lama Zopa Rinpoche's wishes for the Maitreya project in Kushinagar to be actualized, for the statue, for the all of the other activities, school, the college, nunnery, whatever happens there, may it all be very successful, most beneficial for sentient beings. And may the obstacles that have been plaguing the project for the last 15 years or more, may they be dispelled. Namo Ratnatraya, Namo Bhagavate Shakyamanaya, Tothagataya Rate Samyak Sambhutaya, Tayata Om Ajite Ajite Aparajite, Ajitanjaya Hara Hara Maitri, Avalokite Kara Kara Maha Samaya Sthiti Para Para, Mahabodhi Menda Vedat Marat Marat Makam Samaya Bodhi Bodhi Ma Bodhi Soha, Om Moi Moi Maha Moi Soha, Om Muni Muni Smarat Soha, Namo Ratnatraya, Namo Bhagavate Shakyamunaya, Tathagataya, Arate Samyak Sambodhaya, Toyata Om Ajite Ajite Aparajite, Ajitandaya Hara Hara Maitri, Avalokite Kara Kara Maha Samaya Siddhi Baraba, Mahabodhi Menda Vedat Marat Marat Makam Samaya Bodhi Bodhi Ma Bodhi Soha, No Moi Moi Ma Moi Soha, No Muni Muni Smarat Soha, Namo Ratnatraya, Namo Bhagavate Shakyamunaya, Tathagataya, Arate Samyak Sambodhaya, Toyota Om Ajite Ajite Aparajite Ajita Jaya Hara Hara Maitri Avalokite Kara Kara Maha Samaya Siti Bara Bara Mahabodhi Menda Mela Smara Smara Atmakam Samaya Bodhi Bodhi Ma Bodhi Soha No Moi Ma Moi Soha Oh Mone Mone Smara Soha. Then the long life prayer for His Holiness the Dalai Lama. One verse prayer. This land is circled by snow mountains. You're the source of all happiness and good. All powerful Chenrezig Tenzin Gyatso. Please remain until samsara ends. Gare Rave Korve Jingambe Pendon de Wa Malu Jungwen. Chenrezi Wan Tenzin Gyatso Yoi Jabe Zipe Vardo Tengyurachi. Then the long life prayer for Lama Zopa Rinpoche, spontaneously composed by Kadrola, very great female practitioner, recognized as emanation of Tara. Through illuminating all your appearance dispels the darkness, your clear mind knows the 84,000 heaps of dharma, the power of the remedy to the 84,000 illusions. Your proclaiming dependent rising itself is victorious in battle with the Maras. I worship the supremely kind great Vajradhara on my crown. Clarifying scriptures and realizations, teachings of the Muni, you spread and illuminate those teachings wherever they've not yet spread in the world. Having become an actual son of the conquerors, you bear hardships with patience. In your continuum is realization of the perfection of wisdom, subtle dependent rising. Precious jewel, Lord possessing love and compassion, who liberates upon seeing. Treasury of mastery of the all-arising, interpretative and definitive scriptures, supremely great among the great, fully comprehending and clarifying the meaning of emptiness and compassion. You guide all beings in the path of liberation. Perfectly qualified spiritual friend, my Guru, please remain forever. She who protects from the fears of the three times, Aryatara, please increase the lifespans and activities of the beings who practice the holy dharma, and always without separation develop their spontaneous actions. By the infallible deities of the three roots, may all be auspicious. Please dedicate for Rinpoche's long life, been guiding us for so many years, since the early 70s for some people. I mean, in our organization, of course, guiding continuously, beginninglessly. We can also dedicate that Rinpoche visits Tushita and can give teachings here. As Rinpoche did whenever, 2018 or something. Okay, we can have some offerings, food. We can recite the food offering prayer before we have that. Before we, so if someone could help, thank you. To just a few. It doesn't need to be much. It's not like a big slok puja, but yeah. Is it cold in here, or is it just me?
No, it's actually, I think,
It's quite chilly here.
outside. The weather has changed also.
Wow.
So yeah.
Quite difference in temperature between us. Ah. This is a good company. Theobroma. Theos is God, no? Theology. Theo. So this is divine. What does theobroma mean? Do you know?
I had read that, but I couldn't. Yeah, so she studied transfer. Just keep it.
He's not able to catch. Not even recorded or anything. Which means talking. Kamiti, the thing has written a book. Like regrets. He would still be humming. He would still be humming. He actually triggered. Like where of that Australian. आपका बेस्ट फ्रेंड नहीं है वो बेचारे तू बटाचार्य फिर डायरेक्टर इस वन में स्पेन और इंग्लिश पता नहीं बुल फाइटिंग और समथिंग लाइक दैट 19 पेज ऑफ रबिश हां जी भाई साहब जी आने का जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगा राइट फॉलो
Wow, you have 4 cups. क्या क्या पी रहे थे आप?
वर्ल्ड कप
4 कप से क्या कर रहे थे? Thank you so much, those online. I'm sorry you can't join us with refreshments and delicious foods. But Anilji, iPhone, Jyoti, and all, thank you so much. We have regular meditation session tomorrow, 6:30. So very kind of you. I mean, you're welcome to stay, but you will just have to watch us eating. We'll be reciting the food offering prayer and then having some prasad. Yeah. So I hope there was some benefit from joining in. And yeah. Please start. I'm not going to be back for half an hour. Yeah, so you guys just get going. Bye. Good grief. This is dinner. ये इतना क्यों खिला रहे हैं? फोटो भेजने से इन लोगों को विश्वास होगा कि कितना दिया जा रहा है यहाँ. हाँ?
मिस क्या कर रहे हैं?
वाह. हो. Yeah, look, I'm sorry, you are missing some very nice prasad. Anilji and Jyotiji.
Abhijit, would you like some chutney with the samosa?
No, thanks.
Okay.
I think I'm good. Yeah. What kind of chutney? Is it the sweet one?
Red and green, both.
Thoda meetha wala chalega.
Red,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay.
Bob, did you get a samosa? Nahi. Nahi mila. Mila.
Ji, I got. One plate, we put it. I think I'll contribute. And
Thanks
then
so
we'll
much.
5 years.
Oh.
I'll have to.
Mustn't spill all over the holy objects.
Yeah.
You can do on the floor, maybe. Yeah. Soft, that's like, thank you. Thank you.
Is it okay if I use my teeth to
Huh?
open it?
No problem. No problem. Everything is pure. Merci. Umang, umang. Okay, hurry up, folks. The चूहे दौड़ रहे हैं.
ये ना थोड़े से बादाम में भी जा रही है चटनी.
हाँ जी.
Do you want to?
Umang. Oh, ये ठंडा है ना?
Yeah.
हाँ, ठंडा है. Thank you. I have had plenty. Thank you. बहुत पी लिया. Mr. Jitwa is very hot-blooded, इसलिए वो ठंडा आइस टी लिया है. चलो जी, बैठिए. So, okay, so then you have a food offering prayer. So imagine that in your heart is medicine Buddha, Tara, Guru, and then we're offering the food as nectar to the Buddha at our heart, filling them and ourselves with bliss. Of course, you can be creative and also visualize sentient beings at your heart. And so one is also feeding them, benefiting them. Om 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 Lai Ma Sang Ye Lai Ma Chi De Shi Lai Ma Ge De De Ong Gi Je Po Lai Ma Te Lai Ma Naim La Guru is the Buddha, Guru is the Dharma, Guru is the Sangha also. The Guru is the creator of all happiness. To all Gurus I make this offering. May we and those around us in all future lives never be separated from the three jewels, continuously make offerings to the three jewels, and receive the inspiration of the three jewels. To the Supreme Teacher, precious Buddha, to the Supreme Refuge, the precious Dharma, to the Supreme Guides, the precious Sangha, to the Triple Gem, the objects of refuge, I make offering. So seeing this food as medicine, we eat it without attachment or hatred, not to become fat, not out of pride, not to look strong, only to sustain the body. That's more, that's the basic and the Theravada tradition. Anilji, you didn't expect this, did you? All this. Or did you know? आज तो हमको भी ताजुब हुआ, बहुत कुछ मिल रहा है. कुछ पुण्य किए होंगे. So Anil ji and Jyoti ji, you're still there? Are you simply watching, or I hope you have something to eat your side? No, they are silent.
Yeah, I'm having dinner.
Ah, you're there, good.
Thank you for the wonderful session, sir.
Thank you. Thanks for joining. Okay, bye-bye.